Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give, and today's message is all about when you make things personal, when you really just take everything personally, you lose. And the reason why I wanted to bring this message to you guys, it's really focused on all of our relationship dynamics. Whenever we're engaging with people in our lives, whenever we take something personally, whenever we look at the behavior of another and we make that mean something about us, we always lose, because at the end of the day, all of us just want to be happy in our relationships. We want to feel connected. We want to feel freedom to be all of who we are. And what happens is when we are so stuck in our own fears about how we don't want to feel, we can often get really caught up in terms of making up stories, making up meanings as to how another person's behavior has to mean something personal about us. And this is what creates the disconnection and the separation in all of our relationship dynamics. So I really wanted to run this idea and concept, which was something that when I really started studying into relationships and really making that my primary focus, I came to believe that how another person makes us feel is a direct reflection of exactly how they are feeling internally. And this is even more so true in our intimate relationship dynamics, where we're often so much in fear, and it brings all these fears up to the surface, and our worst can come out and all of those fears can come out. And this is a place I really believe is our greatest vehicle for growth because of that reason. But what hinders our growth and our potential in relationship and in life is when we don't see it that way. We don't see that how another person is making us feel is a direct reflection of how they are feeling. We actually take that way that we're feeling and we make it mean something personal about us, and therefore we create this disconnect because this person in front of us, they are in a lot of fear. Everything is either a call for love, coming from fear and we need love, or it's an expression of love. And if we know that there's only those two things, which comes, that message comes from A Course in Miracles, a brilliant message and a brilliant way of looking at our relationship dynamics. But if we know that we're either coming from love, where we're going to feel that love and that connection, or we're coming from a place of fear, which is ultimately a call for love, because that's all we really want in this world is to feel that love and that connection, then ultimately we can see that another person's behavior isn't necessarily about us. If they are behaving poorly, if they're coming from a place of fear, we've got to get outside of ourselves and recognize that that person is in their own fears and insecurities. And if we allow that kind of behavior to trigger our own fears and insecurities and make everything going on for that person mean something about us, then we get in this disconnect where we can't get through, we can't break through, and ultimately we don't give people the love that they require in that moment. We give them more fear, and we get into this battle over who's the biggest victim, who's got the worst fears, who's in more pain, and all that does is serve to create more and more disconnection and take us away from the very thing that we both need, which is love. And so that's really what I want to talk into with you guys today, in terms of stop taking everything so personally. If you're taking every single piece of a person's behavior external to you personally, you're making it mean something about you, and you have to therefore become the center of attention, rather than recognizing, getting outside of yourself and recognizing what's actually going on for this person. Why are they reacting this way? Why are they behaving this way? Instead of making it mean something about me and my own unlovability, I want to make it mean something about, hey, let me get more information here. How can I support this person in the fear that they are in? How can I trust in their intention is not bad. Their intention's not bad. They're not trying to hurt me. They're stuck in their own little world and they're in their own fears. And the way that I can help and support that person, emotional intelligence, being able to make a situation better rather than worse based on our input to it? How can I utilize my emotional intelligence to see and understand what is going on for this person so that I can create and have an impact here that can bring them out into their love? You know, how can I melt their fear with my love? And love, giving people love for poor behavior. I'm not trying to say condone poor behavior and let people treat you however. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that be able to see through behavior, trust intent, see what is really going on for a person so that you can ultimately give them love, not condone behavior, question behavior always. Never allow somebody to treat you poorly, but recognize, don't make it mean something about you. See it for what it is, question the behavior, and then ultimately give them the love that they need. Help them with their own fears rather than add your fears to the fire and, just magnify this whole victim story and power struggle between the two of you, which does nothing but tear the two of you apart. Ultimately, we've got to recognize that we're all here to love and be loved, and everything is either an expression of love or a call for love. So recognize the difference, take yourself out of it, stop making everything mean something about you, and recognize that we're all individuals battling our own fears and insecurities, and the greatest gift that we can give to another is the ability to create a healthy enough relationship with the self that we are able to get outside of ourselves, because we're full, and we're able to get outside of ourselves and we're able to help and support another to fill their tank up as well, rather than be both running on empty and then just like go into this catastrophized scenario where we're both like trying to get something and trying to be understood and, get our victim story validated. That does nothing for us. It does nothing for each other and our relationship. And ultimately, we have to recognize that the relationship is a third entity that we want to maintain and grow and thrive. It's not you against me. It's what's best for the relationship. And sometimes you're going to have to step up outside of your own fears, get outside of your own insecurities, stop making everything mean something about you, and love another human being for the purposes of creating a solid, extraordinary third entity of a relationship. So, absolutely want to check in with you guys and see if this is resonating with you. Hope it's adding some value. Hope it's adding some valuable perspective to you in terms of how you might be showing up, in terms of how you might be making everything mean something about you and taking everything personal, and it's disconnecting you from the very thing that you're here to do, which is love fully and be loved fully. And I'm really hoping that this is resonating. So I want to check in with you guys, but before I do, if you haven't already, please come on over and join us all in the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community, where we are all striving to get to that next level of our limitless potential, and we want to support, encourage, and challenge you to do the same. So make sure you come on over and join us in that community, and I am going to check in with you guys. So Lucy's here, I love it, and Fazia and Hassani and Corey and Alok and Jeremy and Eric, hello to you. I always love seeing you. And Corey, definitely ask away. Any questions you guys have, drop them in the comments below. Would love to hear from you. And Maura, thanks for being here. And Zoran and Manu and Mark and Stephen and Richard and Don and Alonia and Faruka and Mohammed and Tahia and Farouk. Oh, okay. And maybe not. Maybe we just delete that person. And Kabsu and Marlon and Tony and James. And okay, I'm getting some weirdos in the messages today. I've got Victoria and Mike and William. I'm loving that today's message is resonating with you. And Adrian and Hassani. This is so helpful. Sometimes the mind is so quick to make stories, to make sense of things. Thank you for the reminder to step back and consider the other side. Love it, Hass. And I'm always so grateful that you take whatever piece of value available to you in each of these messages. That's awesome, because sometimes, from our own fears and insecurities, we get so caught up in these limiting stories that assume the worst. And it's all because, you know, the human brain is trying to gain certainty. So instead of assuming, please guys, like, start asking questions. Don't assume. Like, stop assuming anything in your relationship. It kills relationship. You don't know another person better than they know themselves. Ask away, have the courage to ask questions and get the other's perspective. And if you and like you're saying there, Huss, like, take a minute to consider the other side without your fears getting in the way. You know, we're more alike than you know, and sometimes we just need to get outside of our fears, see things from a totally different perspective, and definitely be curious, ask questions, and don't assume. Absolutely, Huss. I so appreciate you, and Gustavo, and Craig, and Kim, and Fernando. Hello to you, and Norris, and Spady, and Jason, and Samir. Awesome, guys. I'm so grateful to have each and every one of you guys here today sharing this time together. And I'm really hoping that today's message is really going to resonate deeply with you, to stop taking things so personally. Get outside of yourself. Recognize that everything in your external world, everything another person does or says, everything is either an expression of love or a call for love. So get outside of just your own insecurities and fears. Stop adding your fears to the fire that's already well and truly burning in another person, and ultimately have emotional intelligence to be able to take a step back and make a situation better rather than worse based on your input to it. Okay, so that is it. And I've got Josh. Focus on the positive. Yes, absolutely. And same to you. I love that. And guys, I am sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's absolutely amazing. I hope you're having an extraordinary day. I hope that you are ready to take this message and utilize it to empower yourself in your relationships, in your life. And I'm sending you guys all of my love, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. If you have any questions for me, if you have any ideas of topics you'd love for me to create one of these Facebook Lives around, definitely let me know. Either drop a comment below or send me a message. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. And I'm sending you all my love, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.